And the United States have begun a week-long convention that they hope will provide President Donald Trump with another 4-year term. Hundreds of delegates and party leaders have gathered in the state of North Carolina, despite the coronavirus pandemic. The president made a surprise first-day visit where he accepted the delegates' nomination, and he accused Democrats of using the pandemic to steal the election and warned the audience of what he called a rigged election.
Our country can go in a horrible, horrible direction or in an even greater direction. And before the plague came in from China, that's where we were going. We were going in a direction like we had never seen, the most successful economy in the history of our country, the best unemployment numbers in history.
Well, our reporter Colin Campbell has been following the first night from the U.S. capital, Washington.
This first day of the RNC, there was such a different tone, a different urgency, and a different energy to it. When Republicans were speaking, they talked about the darkness that America would face if a Democrat were elected into office. And of course, that would be the presumptive Democratic nominee, Joe Biden, the former vice president. And what they tried to paint was a very grim picture for the U.S. if Democrats were to come into office, that they would lead to socialism, that there would be mass protests, the destruction of property, crime would rise. And they painted a very dystopian type of picture if Joe Biden were elected. On the flip side, Republicans did try to paint the president as the law and order president, something that the president himself has repeated many times. But what I found interesting in all of this is even his son, where you would have a family member paint a warm, fuzzy picture of the candidate himself. Even his son seemed to stick to a very strong campaign message of a leader who would enforce order and someone who would restore economic prosperity to the country, but not necessarily a feeling of unity and acceptance of people of various backgrounds.